Turn the live stream. And we're doing it live. There we go.
We're doing it live.
We're live. Shall we through and let's go.
Welcome to Earl and the Idiot, the show that gives you the answers you need to take your business to the next level. With Earl Flormata, one of Vancouver's most sought-after business and marketing consultants, author of Business Engine Optimization, consultant to over 60 successful businesses, an all-around evil marketing genius with a combined total of more than $70 million worth of sales to his credit. And some idiot. Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Hello, Earl.
Hello. How's it going, Dan?
How are you doing?
Good, man. At least I'm not trapped in an elevator.
Yeah. Too funny. For those of you just joining us, almost got trapped in an elevator for a second time at my building.
So one time we couldn't do the show because Dan was trapped in a powerless, of all things, elevator. So that has to be a little scary. Were there lights in the elevator the last time or no?
No, there was lights. Yeah, no, it was just it was a super hot day and there was a move out that day. And when we got the elevator guy on the phone or whatever, and they said that sometimes the elevator, like the oil, the hydraulic fluid overheats, and then it's supposed to shut down to cool it down again. It's just not supposed to let people on while it does that.
Geez. Yeah. So it let you on, then it shut down, and then you were trapped for a little while.
Yes.
And then today you're like, hey, I'm going to be a little bit late. So that's why the show is a little bit late today since we're straight live. And you're like, hey, and I'm like, just as a complete and utter joke, the last time you were late once, you're like, I'm trapped in an elevator. I'm like, that's an acceptable excuse. That's fine. You can't do nothing about that. And as an absolute joke, I'm just like, don't get stuck in the elevator again.
And I almost did. We got on the elevator at my building, and the buttons didn't work, which is what happened last time. Like you press the button, it doesn't stay lit. And then while we're trying to figure that out, the door closes behind us, and the door open buttons don't work neither. But so we saw that.
This is the elevator in your own building?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So we saw it fail to light, and then I had the presence of mind to whip my hand out behind me and catch the door. So
good.
We were okay.
So the ninja training is working.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. There you go. I used Form 6.
There you go.
No, Form 1, Form 2.
There you go.
Propped it right open.
I'm happy you're not trapped in an elevator today. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, better ways.
But I was a little. Is that?
You have better ways to spend your time, like getting haircuts.
Yes. Yeah. I figured, I always swore, like, I don't know, when I was a kid, you'd see guys with a comb over. There's like 6 wisps of hair over like a completely bald head.
Right.
And I always swore up and down I'd never be that guy. And I've been combing it back, and it's like I can kind of pull it off, but sometimes the hair is sort of part right here, and you catch a photo of yourself from the back, and you're like, oh shoot, all right, let's stop messing around.
Let's just call a spade a spade.
Call a spade a spade. Also, I can do this haircut, myself with my girlfriend's help from home for free. So
no, fair enough.
That's your hack of the week. Save money on haircuts, but just buzz it.
Just buzz it? Yeah, there you go. So I used to have much thicker hair back in my heyday, but it's slowly thinning out on my end too. So it's happening, man. It's happening.
All right, I gotta give a shout out. I'm so excited. And we've already talked a little bit. We probably shouldn't hijack too much more of the show, but part of the reason I was late was I was going and buying specialty shoes. Not really specialty shoes, but like this particular kind of shoe, barefoot shoe. You've heard about barefoot shoes?
Yeah.
But they're boots. They're waterproof, nice looking boots.
Okay.
But they're dead flat on the bottom, flexible, so your foot's got a natural flex. And the best part is they're foot shaped. They're actually wide.
Huh.
We've been doing this thing for the last 100 so years, whatever it is, where shoes are not the shape of the foot.
Right.
Right. The foot, it splays out.
Yeah.
And the shoes are just narrowed into a point.
Right.
You ever look at a pair of cowboy boots? Nobody has a foot shaped like that.
No, nobody does.
And why does everything have a heel on it? What's the purpose of raising your back heel 2 inches? Like,
don't know.
The foot's supposed to be flat on the ground, right?
Okay.
So anyway, I got these, and I'm like, I didn't know footwear could ever be this comfortable. They're like slippers. It feels like you just put on slippers, but they're waterproof boots.
You have to show me when we meet up later.
So. I will for sure. And now when you're walking around in them, your feet are like flexing, and it's like it's really hurts at first because you're like your feet are not used to it, right? Your feet are used to being like contained and just now they're flexing all over the place. Anyway, Lem shoes. I bought it from Distance Runners on Main Street. They're called Lem shoes. That's a big shout out.
Sounds good.
Hopefully, I'll get a discount next time for the big shout out.
Oh, there you go.
All the business I'm going to bring in. Yeah, maybe they'll give away a pair of shoes.
Oh, that's a perfect segue to what we were talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, I asked you for some ideas, and I'm like, hey, how about that contest thing? And I'm like, yeah, that contest thing sounds pretty good. So I asked the AI overlords what the contest thing was. But before we get into that, for those of you watching for the very first time, I have no idea what the hell we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
This is Earl and And yeah, I begged Dan not to call it that, but he told all our friends, and they all burst out laughing. And then now it's the name of the show. But
and I saw someone on LinkedIn watch the video and said, "Ha! I stopped because of the name of your show. I had to stop and watch it."
That's awesome. Well, okay. Well, the premise of the show is basically you get to ask me any question you want from a business perspective, and people will throw in some stuff, and then we will then ask the AI overlords. That's kind of what it evolved into. It was ask Earl, and now it's ask the AI overlords, and then see if Dan and Earl agree with this stuff or not. And so
you're giving me too much credit. I'm here to ask you the stupid questions. I'm here to go, wait, I don't understand. What are you talking about? To make sure that you understand, because you're sometimes a little too smart for everybody out there, Earl. You're a little too advanced. So I'm here to make sure everybody gets everything explained to them, so even an idiot can understand.
There you go. All right. Well, fair enough. Well, today was a contest day, so hence the background for those of you who are watching the video version, audio version of this. Yeah, and the winner is Dan. Anyway, winner's
always Dan. So here we go. So let's see what the AI had to say to us today. The question we asked was, acting as a marketing expert, what are 3 best practices and 2 things to avoid when running? I think you balanced it in favor of the positive. That's very uplifting. 3 best practices and 2 things to avoid when running contests to promote and grow your business. Lastly, what's 1 hot tip to perform while running a contest to really turbocharge the growth?
I don't know if you noticed that it goes 3, 2, 1, right? So 3 good things, 2 bad things, 1 hot tip.
Oh yeah.
So
it's very neat.
There you go.
So let's see what ChatGPT has to say about all this. Number 1, clear objectives and target audience. Clearly define the objective of your contest, whether it's to increase brand awareness, grow your email list, or promote a new product. Having a specific goal will help shape your contest strategy. Identify and understand your target audience. Tailor the contest to appeal to their interests and preferences, ensuring maximum engagement and relevance. This all sounds very sensible.
So the funny thing is, it sounds sensible, but not everybody does. Not everybody does this. So I was just at an event a couple of weeks ago, and there were some contests. And the thing is, all the contests were geared towards basically half the audience, completely ignoring the other half of the audience.
Explain.
And so the contest was so men and women were invited to this event, and it was a women-centric type of thing, but there were a whole bunch of men at the event too, right? And all the prizes were kind of catered towards all the women. There was 1 prize for the guys, 1 prize, and everybody fought tooth and nail for it, and it was crazy. It was like almost like a bidding fight for this thing. And
what was the prize?
A box seat at a hockey game.
Okay.
So everybody fought tooth and nail over this stuff. Even the women are like, "Oh my god, my husband, my boyfriend, my whoever would totally love this thing." And the other stuff, went by with a little bit of, pizzazz, but man, that box hockey seat thing went absolutely bonkers. And so, learning what I got from being at that event, clear objectives and target audience. Don't forget that, if you're inviting both men and women to an event, don't forget 1 half of the audience is the other sex. So, make sure you have stuff for both sides, because they might not want it for themselves, but they might want it for their partner. Right. And so audience and clear objectives, super important.
So in the case of you're hosting an event and you're giving away a door prize, whatever it is, like a hockey ticket.
Yeah.
Box seats. What's the objective there? Is that a thing to draw more people in to the event?
Well, part of the event was to raise money for charity. And So they were bidding on the box seat, and you
Mm.
saw like silent auctions and loud auctions and this and that and everything else. And what happened was, like everything else was geared towards the women. So, the first thing we did was the box seat thing because that was just the first thing on the list. So because it was the first thing on the list, everyone's like, "Hey, wow, this is amazing!" And it just went like crazy, like back and forth, a ton of engagement. Everybody wanted this thing, and people were fighting for it. And then the hilarious thing is the person who did end up winning the bid and getting it had to back out. So
Mm.
halfway through the whole contest thing, we put it back on the roster again. And because some people were like, "Oh yeah, I should have bid on that." Oh man, everybody was fighting for this damn thing, and it was just like a grueling battle back and forth. Um, and yeah, the thing is that everything else kind of just went with a whimper more than a bang, right? So it's just, so target audience is super important. Don't forget, if you're inviting different people to your event, if you're like, let's say you're inviting business people and non-business people, don't make everything, oh, you get free accounting. Who cares about free accounting if you don't own a business, right? Or pick something that makes both sides of the audience happy, right? So not only just necessarily your target market. If you were to draw like a target and here's the middle and there's two rungs around it, hit the two rungs around it too. Don't just aim for the middle because you never know who they might know who might be able to bring more business your way. That's one of those frameworks we talk about, the 550, 500. I know we
Mm.
covered that like a previous show, but like don't just hit the people that you're trying to sell stuff to. Hit their friends, their networks of networks, because you never know who's going to come to the table. But the other thing it said was
But
clear objectives, and oh man, clear objectives is I know it sounds dumb, but if you don't make the objective of what you're trying to do, you're just gonna shoot a machine gun into the dark and spray and pray,
mm,
right? If it's brand awareness or email list or promoting something new, get real specific about that and make the thematic around the same thing, right? It's just if you put a contest out there with no rhyme or reason or no attachment to the thing that you're trying to promote, it's not
mhm.
as memorable.
So if you're doing this with like, so you have a small business and you're running a social media campaign, what would the
Yes.
example of an objective be for that, and how would it manifest in a
So we're doing
contest?
this for real right now. So one of the guys that we have as a client is a restaurant, and he's giving away a $500 steak dinner for two,
Wow.
right? Steak and wine and all the good stuff. And so the purpose of that is to grow his email list so that he can invite more people to upcoming and future events, and more people will show up. It's a great
Mhm.
restaurant. So what he does, he put the $500 contest out there. As people can potentially win, they enter the contest by doing all the different things that they have to do.
Mhm.
And yeah, he's getting people who are interested because people want, a five hundred
Right.
dollar steak dinner for
Mhm.
two. That sounds great. So there you go. So clear objective, target audience. Hit obviously people who are couples or people who are dating or people who are whatever, hit them up because they would like to have that instant dream date of a steak dinner for two with a bunch of fancy wine and stuff.
Mhm.
So
So
there,
in that case, the objective for the business owner is he's going to increase his mailing list, and then when he's got specials or new menu items or whatever it is,
yeah, really, yeah.
you get one of those people know. So your $500 dinner to him, in terms of raw cost, that I don't know, I don't know what profit margins are like in the restaurant business, but he's maybe only given up a couple $100 worth of stuff there.
Yep, exactly. So the cost is maybe $200 or whatever. The retail value is $500. So if you were to buy it, it would be $500, right? But since
Yeah.
he's getting it at a cost, it's cheaper. And then the thing is, because he's doing it on social media, he's gaining more social media followers. So every
Yeah.
time he posts, he gets more views. And because he's getting everyone's emails, he's growing his email list so that we can, when people come in, he can go, "Hey, we have a new item, a new, you know, liquor that came in. We're trying this out. Who wants to try some?" Right?
Hmm.
So get bigger audience, which means you get more money. So that's all there is to it.
Nice. And yeah, like, so the dollar value of the new identities you get is way going to pay for itself.
Absolutely. So, would you sacrifice a couple $100 to get, double your following on social
Hmm.
media? Would
Do you
you
know how
sacrifice?
it works? Do you know how well it worked? Do you know how many people he got added, or is that
We don't know yet.
underway right now?
The contest is still underway right now as we speak. So I'll let you know. But like his email list is growing by leaps and bounds. I think he's gotten at least 20%, 30% more followers already on social media. So it's working, right? And that's all there is to it.
I know you that. All right, number 2, simple entry mechanism. I hear this one. Keep entry requirements simple and user-friendly. Complicated entry mechanisms can deter participation. Leverage social media platforms for ease of entry. Utilize hashtags, likes, shares, and follows to increase visibility and engagement. I definitely will bail on a contest if they put too many hoops in front of me.
I will bail on a contest if there's too many hoops for a single entry. But what you do is you give multiple ways to enter. So for the contest junkies who are, absolutely crazy about trying to get more entries, what'll happen is that if you have a simple entry mechanism, agreed. But then what you do is you have complex entry mechanisms to allow for further draws.
Right.
Then you scratch both itches. You can do all the stuff alongside the simple stuff. So anybody who's just lazy goes, yep, enter the contest. Anybody who's really into it and really wants this damn thing, like I'll give you an example. AppSumo is giving away one of the I don't know if you saw that new Apple computer that basically goes over top of your head, like one of those Oculus things. And
no. Maybe.
Yeah, I forget, it's like Apple Vision something, whatever. But it's like $3,500. So like I want one. So, but if I can get one without shelling out $3,500, that sounds great, right? And so what happens is that if you enter the contest just by going, I'm in, give me your email address, you're in. Poof, that's the simple entry mechanism. But if you then post it on social media and people click on your link and enter the contest, you get another entry for every person that enters the contest. And if you do this, and if you do that, and if you do this, so on and so forth, there's a whole bunch of other things that you can do to get more entries, right? So yes, simple entry mechanism, but then add, complications to add more stuff so that people who are really into it get really into it. I'll give you another example. So a shout out to Johnny for Johnny's on Oak. He's the one running the contest at his restaurant.
Okay.
Here's a hilarious thing. If you get a selfie with Johnny and post it on the internet and use the hashtag of the contest, you get 10 more entries.
Whoa.
So a regular guy just going enter gets 1 entry. If you take a selfie with Johnny and post it on the internet and then show them with a hashtag and tag them, they'll give you 10 more entries. So, but that's what I mean about going the extra mile, not just simple entry mechanism, which I agree on, but then add the complicated entry mechanisms like taking a selfie with the owner. And then all of a sudden, there's a million pictures of him on the internet, which then promotes the restaurant. But to get a picture of him, he's probably in the restaurant. So you're taking a picture of him with you in the restaurant. The crazy thing is, this increases your SEO value as well, because pictures have logistic and like location data on them. So you take the picture, it's got the location data of the XY coordinates of his restaurant on there, and then that peppers the internet. He adds them to, let's say, his Google profile online, and just like that, magic sauce, he's got more SEO juice coming to him because some guy took a picture with him.
Nice. Yeah, I think people are pretty like I like the idea of a kind of treasure hunt, almost like a more creative, adventurous kind of entries. I've never seen that before. It's a good idea.
So another fun one.
Was it your idea, Earl? Was it your idea?
Yeah.
Of course, it was Earl's idea.
So we're like, well, yeah. I don't want to give away the secret sauce to this because he wanted something very specific, so I won't give that part away. But let it just be said that if people do this and participate in this part of the contest, he also gets that extra benefit to this piece of the equation, right? So he wants to do something.
He gets the mystery Earl benefit.
He gets the mystery Earl benefit. I can't talk about it because I promised him I wouldn't. But yeah. So there's an extra added sauce to that thing that makes it just that much more special. We also used to do these things. Oh my gosh, we would run. This almost counts as an extra bonus hack of the week here. But we would run a scavenger hunt all across the city. We'd run a crazy scavenger hunt, and because the scavenger hunt was a multi-day scavenger hunt, it would pick up on a slow news day. And we'd end up And so we would take a picture of some just well-known location, like we both live in Vancouver. There's a steam-powered clock, and if we took a picture of that steam-powered clock, anybody from here would go, "Yeah, I know exactly where that is." So if we took a picture where you just saw the corner of the steam-powered clock in that picture, you'd know exactly where that location was. If that was the hint of the location for the contest, everybody would go running there. So if our customer happened to be at the corner of that location, I just sent you a crap ton of foot traffic, if that makes sense. So as we start doing these things, we'll run prizes right next to where our customers are, and you just get this influx of people running by your store. And if the prize happens to be go into the store and get this thing, you know what? You have a bajillion customers running by you, and if it ends up on the news, you get even more bajillion customers running by you. So we will be doing that one of these days, actually. So we have a couple of customers who want to get in on this, and so we might have this crazy cross city thing that, again, like it gets picked up on a slow news day, and if you make the prizes also influential and interesting, man, the whole city gets in on it.
Can you and I host it from one of those booths? Like they have at marathons or like at the Macy's Day Parade, and we'll be like,
yeah, absolutely, that would be fun.
With the big microphones. Here we are, another great scavenger hunt today. The weather's great, and everyone's really hyped. Earl, how are you feeling this morning?
But what we'll have to do is we'll have to hide, though, because we don't want people to know that's the place of the thing. So we'd have to kind of do it around the corner where we're like, okay, we have a little camera on the spot, and we have our first contender. So yeah, there you go.
We'll do it from a van with a little hole cut in the side.
Coming to the van, we have can. Okay, that's the wrong.
Yeah, no, that's a bad contest.
That's the bad contest.
Moving on. Engaging and valuable prizes. Offer prizes that resonate with your audience. Ensure they are valuable and relevant to your brand or product. Consider incorporating a mix of smaller prizes and a grand prize to encourage broader participation and sustained interest throughout the contest period. Earl, do you have any examples of a bad prize? I bet you do.
Oh yeah, tons of bad prizes. So
tell me about a bad prize.
Well, a bad prize would be giving away all of your own stuff. Like, don't give away all of your own stuff. Give away stuff that goes with your stuff. So let's use a really simple dumb example. If you sell hot dogs, don't give away hot dogs. Why? Because then you've just devalued your product, right? Give away hot dog buns, give away mustard, give away ketchup, give away everything but the damn hot dog. So they have to come buy it. Because if you just give away the stuff, you just train people to expect your stuff for free.
Give away a decorative hot dog holder, a little plastic hot dog holder. Yes. And then you get the hot dog holder. You go, well, I should put a hot dog in here, so give me a hot dog.
Yeah. So don't necessarily give away your stuff all the time. I mean, when it comes to like the restaurant, there's not much else you can really give away. Like, here's a fork. No, that's not going to help, right? But if people taste it and they go, oh my God, it's the best thing I've ever eaten. Yeah, they'll keep coming back and they'll tell their friends and get testimonials. But don't always give away your stuff necessarily. If you're an accountant, don't give away accounting. That might be the most boring thing that you can give away, but give away stuff that goes around the thing. Don't give away the thing. And if you can do that, you're enticing people who would be your potential customers to come to you. And the hilarious thing is, since you didn't give away your stuff as the prize, now they feel beholden to you. They feel like they owe you one. They're like, hey, you know what? I need a new accountant anyway. Let's hire this guy, right?
I was already in the market for a hot dog, so.
Exactly. I got all these damn buns now. What the hell am I supposed to do? So there you go. And those assholes, they sell the hot dogs in packs of 10 and the buns in packs of 12, right? So, or vice versa.
I thought I saw something about that. They finally fixed that. I don't know.
Oh, did they? I found it hilarious. Like, you have to buy an order in an amount to actually match them all up. So
maybe shrinkflation caused the number of buns in a pack to go down until they matched the hot dog.
Oh, maybe. There you go.
Problem solved.
Yeah, the world ended, everything broke. You're welcome.
So it says here to a grand prize and several smaller prizes. So that gives you definitely feel like, okay, there's a million people entering this contest. There's one prize. I don't have much of a chance. But if you're like, there's 25 smaller prizes, you're like, I might win one of those. Feels like you got a better
different
chance.
Than I'm sure you've seen like the charity raffles for like 50-50 draws and this and that. Like, if there's only one person who wins, that's it. The game is over. It's done, right? But I'm sure you'll also see the lottery charity where you can win a house, win a car, win a blah blah blah. But there's a house, a car, a vacation, a toaster oven, a TV, and a bunch of other crap that you could win, right? And so those things get people interested when there's multiple prizes. So as an example, when we were running this contest thing for the scavenger hunt thing about Bobber in the States, right? we were actually giving away silver and gold. And so we were giving away like a silver coin or a gold this or a gold that. And the prize was a USB stick with Bitcoin on it. And so people were like, ooh, right? So everybody wanted, and it was like it was a nice prize. It was like 10 grand worth of Bitcoin or something. So people were like, oh yeah, I want the silver coin, I want the gold coin, hey, I want the Bitcoin. I can buy as many freaking silver and gold coins as I want. And so it became really interesting. And because the prize followed the thematic, right? We were selling financial services or something, and so gold and silver made sense to give away as a prize. And then when you had this gold or silver, then they would ask you questions like, "Hey, do you want to buy more gold and silver?" And they're like, "Oh, yeah, I totally want to, accumulate more gold and silver." And then you just scare the bejesus out of them, going, "Well, the financial system's going to collapse, everything's going to die. Better buy some gold." And so they would buy a bunch of gold. And when you did that sort of thing with that thematic, it worked out really, really well. So there you go.
Nice. All right, let's go to the negative. Turn to the dark side.
All right, we have cookies.
Things to avoid. Dun, 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 dun. Unclear rules or terms. Ensure that the rules and terms of the contest are clearly communicated. Ambiguity can lead to confusion. Sounds like you got something to say on that one. Ambiguity can lead to confusion and dissatisfaction amongst participants. Be transparent about eligibility criteria, deadlines, and how winners will be selected to build trust with your audience. What do you have to say, Earl?
God, so I was at this one event where you had to win a mini game to win a ticket to play the big game, and you had to play the big game to win a draw to enter the big thing. And it was so confusing. Nobody knew what the hell to do or where to go or what to expect. And the stuff wasn't really clear. And the games were also terrible. So it was just a cluster just of everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. And nobody explained anywhere how to get the big prize. Everyone's like, "Oh, I want that big prize." The big prize was I don't even remember what the big prize was. It was fantastic. I just remember there was a good, warm, fuzzy feeling in my stomach that, oh, I want that as the big prize. But then when you saw the convoluted mess that takes you from A to B to C, you're like, yeah, that's not worth. I'm confused. I don't want to figure it out, and I'm out. And so we had like zero participation in that. People would look at it and go, "Wow," get all excited, and then go, "Wait, I have to do what?" And then do what? And then go, "I don't want to do this." Right? So people are lazy by their nature. So if you make unclear rules or terms, ain't no one going to play that game.
It sounds a little bit like a carnival game where they got the big giant stuffy on the wall,
Yeah.
and then you throw the thing. They're like, "Great, you're a winner," and they pull out a little tiny one.
Yeah, I love that. So it's just like, oh man. So, oh man, there's this other marketing group that was so scummy. They're like, win a chance to win $10,000. And
Oh my
so
God.
you entered the contest.
Was the second chance in like really small font?
Yeah, pretty much. So all you saw was win $10,000 in giant letters, and win the chance to win $10,000, and you got a $1 scratchy. That was the prize, a $1 scratch ticket.
Oh my God.
So, oh yeah, that was really scummy, and it was just like, yeah, well, we didn't lie. I'm like, yeah, but you were a dick about it. So, so right away, everyone had bad juju and bad feelings around that. No, nobody wanted to talk to these guys. So it was just rough, right? So win the chance to win $10,000 is kind of dirty, right? It's just don't do that. Don't $10,000 prize if your prize is only worth $1, right?
You ever hear that one about the guy with the dead horse?
Yeah, I remember that. Tell it. It's a good story in this case.
I always forget how the setup goes. Basically, this guy gets a horse delivered. He buys a horse and has it delivered, and it's dead.
A kid buys a horse from a farmer, and the horse is dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess we've heard it told different ways, but then the kid says, "Oh, don't worry about it. I'll have a contest where people have the chance to win a beautiful horse." And he sells $2 tickets, and he sells 10,000 tickets worth $2. And the guy's like, "Well, what the hell are you going to do when someone shows up when you pick a winner? He shows up to claim the prize." So, well, he shows up to claim the prize. I'll just refund him his $2.
Yeah, that's it. That's the joke. So there you go. So yeah, but I mean, people would frown upon that if they knew that was the actual cause, right? Like if he's like, "Oh, well, sorry, the horse died. What am I supposed to do? I'll refund your ticket." If you present it like that, it doesn't sound as bad. But if the horse was dead to begin with, you're a dick, right?
I believe that's actually called fraud, and it would be a legal violation, which brings us to our next avoid, which is do not fail to not remember to avoid legal and privacy considerations. Familiarize yourself with local laws and regulations regarding contest giveaways and data privacy. Non-compliance can lead to legal issues. Clearly communicate how participant data will be used to ensure compliance with privacy policies, protect both your business and participants. Important in
Yeah,
Canada,
that's
especially.
oh my gosh. Yeah, when you can't run a contest without having a free entry like modality. Like so even McDonald's runs a contest where you buy French fries and you peel the thing off the French fries and you might win some, right? And
Oh,
so
I know.
that structure. Oh, are you a fan of the Monopoly?
Oh, yeah.
So oh my gosh, my wife and her mom go out from McDonald's every weekend, and that's where they go
Mhm.
get their. So they hang out and chat. It's mother daughter, and it's really cool. But because they do this on a regular basis throughout the entire time, they amass a whole crap ton of these McDonald's, coupon things because they win a bunch of these things. And so, actually, hilariously enough, this stuff expires on Friday. So either
Oh.
today or tomorrow, we're just going to get a crap ton of McDonald's because we have a bajillion of these things that they won, just grabbing a coffee, right? So anyway, there you go. Which I don't look forward to because every time we do this is like the third year in a row we've done this now where we went to McDonald's for dinner because we want a bunch of this stuff. I always have like a stomach ache the next day, but
Yeah. Every time I eat McDonald's, I feel like absolute garbage. And then it's sort of enough time passes where you forget about that. And you're like, McDonald's would be nice.
I think it's the whole premise behind the McRib, right? They're
McRib.
like, yeah, we're taking it away, and everyone goes, oh, boo, and then they bring it back, and it doesn't even taste like ribs. But you eat it, and you're like, hey, this is great for like 5 minutes before you digest it, and then you're like, oh, I eat this thing, and then they take it away, and you're like, oh man, they took it away.
Bring it back.
Yeah,
Oh, the amount of psychology those guys get up to bugs the hell out of me.
absolutely.
Anything else to say about the idea of keeping your legal ducks in a row?
Just follow the rules, man. It's so much easier just to follow the rules than just to skirt them. So just
Yeah.
do what they mean. And the rules aren't even that bad, right? Just have a free entry mechanism. It doesn't say that you can't make the free entry mechanism a bitch to do it. So you make it a pain in the ass. You make it so that if they do something to make a purchase, it's way easier than doing the free thing, right?
But in Canada, of course, we have the issue if you're trying to use everybody's identity for your mailing list, if that's your objective, you definitely need to have that opt-in. I submit myself to receive henceforth communications from here until the end of time.
We're allowed to email you till you cry. All right, cool. Sign up.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, and yeah, you have to have the verbiage in your stuff. But the funny thing is, most contest entry forms and most contest, like structures have this stuff cooked in already. So it's not like you have to worry about it for the most part. Just make sure you use a valid contest structure thingy so that when you pull the winning person, it has all that stuff already pre-populated in it. It's not like you have to think your way through this stuff. Just use a pre-approved contest thing, and you're good to go.
Hey, I got a tangentially related question.
Yeah, shoot.
So Canadian anti-spam laws state that you to electronically communicate with anyone, they have to have conceded to a business relationship of some kind, or there has to be at least an implied business relationship or to express these
They just have to say yes. That it's cool to. They just have to say yes. It's cool to email me, and if you put that in the contest rules, oh yeah, we're going to email you. And if you submit that to contest, you submit to being part of this thing.
Right.
You just have to have the verbiage.
Right. But here's the tangentially related question. Does following you on social media count as an implied consent to receive electronic communication through social media? Like, can you send
because they're following,
they're
following you, they've asked to follow you. So if you push out a message on social media and they followed you, of course you're going to get that message. It's kind of already implied. Like, you can't follow some guy on Facebook and then when they post something, you see it and then get mad at them because you followed them. That's your own fault.
Right. But can you DM them?
You can't DM them unless it specifically says that they can connect with you on that piece, right? So, but the thing is, because they've connected with you, you're allowed, to connect with them once. You can reach out and go, hey, how's it going, right? So once, like, it's within reason, right? Like, if someone like follows you for some contest thing and you send them 100 messages, one, they're probably going to unfollow you anyway, right? And two, don't do that. It's just scummy. It's like those guys who'd had the chance to win the $10,000 and they give you a scratch ticket. I'm like, you're a dick, right? So no one's going to want to play with you if that's the way you play, right? So it will be like, hey, if this is how they treat you now, and we've just barely met these guys, what are they going to treat you when we're in, like, deep? So yeah.
Fair enough. All right, so now let's see what the AI has to say about a hot tip, red hot tip for what did you say? Supercharging, turbocharging? What was it? Yeah, turbocharge the growth from your contest.
There you go.
So AI has to say leverage user-generated content. Oh, I think that's also what we're talking about with the photo, right? Encourage participants to create and share content related to your brand or contest. User-generated content not only promotes your brand organically, but also provides authentic testimonials and endorsements. Create a dedicated hashtag for the contest and ask participants to use it when sharing their entries. This can exponentially increase the reach of your contest as participants share their entries with their own networks. Running a contest with a focus on user-generated content can turn participants into brand advocates, driving long-term growth and engagement.
Yeah, so their hot tip, I agree, because we did it, right? Take a picture with the owner. And yeah, obviously that ends up being custom content that you didn't have to pay to create. They're entering the contest with this. Yeah, obviously we use the hashtag in the contest as well, so that people can look at the other entries and see how people take a picture with the owner. And yeah, and funny enough, that absolutely works. And authentic testimonials and endorsements. What better endorsement can you have than taking a picture with the owner at the restaurant? Giving them a thumbs up or showing your steak or whatever else you're getting.
And I find it. I'll comment here that I find it really, I don't know, scummy, kind of cloying. When, like, I don't know, Oreo is like, how do you enjoy an Oreo? Show us your favorite way to eat your Oreo. And it's just like, are you just asking me to make an ad for you? Like, they're not running it as a contest. They're just like, do our work for us and take photos of our product. Like, leave me alone. You're a giant corporation. Pay me for that. But then if there's a potential to win a contest, it's fun now.
Yeah, if you do it as a contest, that's cool. If you're a social media manager and you're just lazy and you're just trying to make UGC for no reason at all, I mean, unless it's engaging and fun, right? Like if you the Oreo thing, kind of half and half doesn't make sense, right? Because in this day and age with a bunch of influencers and whatever, you might get an influencer who's like a professional diver, right? And watch them dive and dunk an Oreo into a milk somewhere after doing some 3.5 gain backflippy thingy. That would be cool to watch legitimately. I would watch that thing going, that's an impressive Oreo dunk.
You'd have to make it a contest. You'd have to make it a vote, like a public vote type thing, so people try to outdo each other with the quality of it.
Yes, but they got to do the quality, and then they have to fight for the votes, right? Because I've seen stuff where it was a voting thing. And this one kid enters the contest, has the ugliest entry in the universe, but has like a bajillion friends, right? And every friend goes, "Yeah, I'll vote for you. Yeah, I'll vote for you." And they're the popular kid, so everybody votes for this ugly ass entry, and it's just the worst entry you've ever seen. But it's got the vote of the popularity of the masses. I've seen that happen too, where it's like, ew, this is the drawing that won. Why? And it's just because they got 10,000 votes because they get a bajillion friends, right?
We won't talk about what happened to Mountain Dew when they had the name the flavor contest.
Oh dear, yeah, we won't go there.
We won't go there.
That was funny as hell. The internet's like, screw you, Mountain Dew, watch this.
Tread lightly, Mountain Dew.
Absolutely.
Or when was it Taylor Swift held a contest for like whichever school gets the most votes will go to a concert there, and they sent her to go to a contest or do a concert at the school for the deaf.
There was another one for Pitbull.
Yeah, they sent him to the one Alaska.
They shipped his ass to Antarctica or something stupid or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's get his ass to Alaska. And then they did.
Hey, he was a good sport about it. He did it.
Yeah, that was funny as hell, though. Yeah, there you go.
So try not to have your contest go off the rails. All right.
It's time.
Here we go. Now it's time for Earl's special tip, also known as Hack of the Week.
The Hack of the Week. So I actually gave two for this one. Some contests are fun. Number one was doubling down on the entries. So give two of the same prize away, one for them and one for their friend. So when they enter, allow them to offer up a friend as sacrifice. And when their friend gets joined as well, if the friend joins, they get a second entry. And if they win, they and their friend get a prize. So I saw this on AppSumo a while back. And so AppSumo was giving away when they launched, they were giving away like an iPad and a MacBook Air. And everybody wanted an iPad and the MacBook Air, but you don't just get one MacBook Air, you get one for you and one for your friend. So now both of you have MacBook Airs. And that was just, it just went nuts. So for the same amount of traffic, for the amount of ad spend, they got double the number of normal entries, which was really cool, I thought, right? And then another one, so once the contest is over, right, make a list of all the non-winners and send them a consolation prize, right? So we talked about having a grand prize and a whole bunch of little prizes. So you have the grand prize, a bunch of little prizes, and the sorry, not sorry, you didn't win, but here's a discount on that new thing that we were promoting. Only people who enter the contest get access to the discount. And the discount can be like 10%, 20%, whatever. But now you're promoting this new thing, and that new thing gets out there more, and more people see people with the new thing, and they're like, oh man, how'd you get that? Oh, I got it off a contest, but I got a discount because I didn't win. So more and more people get the thing, that it just gets out there, right? And that's all there is to it. So if you can double down on the entries and then double down on the people who didn't win, and immediately use it as your first campaign, you're really squeezing the juice out of that contest.
Nice.
And that's it. That's a wrap.
That's it.
That was a fun one. I really enjoyed that topic. That was
we should if we actually did any show prep ever, we could have thought of something we could have given away, a special Earl immediate prize pack.
Yeah,
exactly. We don't have our merch yet, so
we'll do that when we'll have t-shirts and hats or whatever. We'll make that happen later at a later date. There you go. Should any party words of wisdom?
No, I think
oh my
God.
God.
I think you said it all.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. So I'm an idiot. Oh man, I love it. There we go. All right, well, I'll play us out. Thanks for the show, Dan. And that was a fun topic.
It was. Thanks everybody for joining in. Thanks you, ChatGPT.
Absolutely. Thank you, AI overlords.
Yes.
And I'm playing this out.
Go easy on us.
Thanks for listening to Earl and the Idiot. We hope you learned something you can take action on this week. For more information or to contact the show, visit earlandtheidiot.com. And until next time, remember what Shakespeare said. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool.
All right. Thanks, everybody.